We're back. We've got another bridge set to go. We're here for the Great Northern Swiss Pairs in Leeds. Just waiting for Filthy and Andy. Matt and Andy are coming. They're in New Zealand. They've been in London for a week, and they're making their way up to God's Own County, Yorkshire. They're on the bus now, learning what British transport is truly like. Matt and Andy, or Meet and Andy, if you're speaking New Zealand tone, are here, moving for the UK for 2 years. So I'm going to be playing with Matt in the Great Northern, which I've played in a few times before. I actually won it in 2005, years ago, when they had a lot more pairs in there. So I think there's just under 50 pairs this weekend. So we'll just have some fun. It's a 12-round, 2-day Swiss Pairs event, so it's quite long for a Swiss event for the UK anyway. So we're giving it our best shot. He's not playing Ackle, thankfully, and he's not playing Groove for his benefit, so we're going to be playing some sort of 2-over-1. A few years ago, when we won the Great Northern, there's a story actually. I was playing with Phil Godfrey and we won, and the weekend after we played a Yorkshire League match and we sat down against a pair from Huddersfield, and they said, "Oh, well done for winning the Great Northern Swiss Pairs last weekend." And Phil went, "Thanks very much," and I went, "Thank you very much," and they both looked at me and went, "Oh, is he playing with you?" So it always brings a smile to my face. I wasn't offended, I just think it's a funny story. So yeah, we're going to give it our best shot today. Matt and Andy should be here. They should have been here half an hour ago, but I'm just waiting on them in a local pub with a pint of cider waiting. So I'll introduce you to them when they arrive, and then tomorrow will be fresh-faced, staying in Airbnb to play some bridge. So yeah, let me know. I'm also filming this in slightly higher quality, so if you can notice, I don't know if you can notice just when I pan round, it's less blurry. So if you notice the quality and you think the quality is better or worse, you let me know in the comments below. Saturday morning, we're here in Leeds. I don't think it's a Wetherspoon, it's just some pub in Leeds. We're going to get some breakfast before we wander over to the venue. We're here with Matt. How you doing, Matt?
Good, hello.
And we're here with Andy. How you doing, Andy?
Good.
We did an escape room last night. How did we find it?
Really cool, really cool.
Thanks for that. Yeah, we did an exit board game. If you've not done them before, they're like a one playthrough board game where you destroy the game as you play it. You cut it, you bend it, you tear it, you rip it, that sort of thing. We had a really good time. It was a Lord of the Rings themed one. We did it with no hints. It took us just over an hour, I think. I had a really good time, so they're definitely going to be escape room converts. We're going to talk some system here. We're going to play the standard Discord, use Brain H, what was it? 2-over-1, Landy, and no kickback. Obviously, we're not playing kickback because it's just rife with errors. But yeah, we're going to go there. There's going to be 48 pairs, I believe, and there's going to be 12 matches. So we're going to head up. It's about half an hour walk, and I'll introduce you to people when we get there. So we're filling up now. This is the venue. It's actually a really nice place called the Village Hotel, but it feels like it's going to be like a little quaint village or something. It's actually quite a nice little complex. It's got a Starbucks and a pub and a grill as well, and a restaurant at the end. So yeah, they've got a Jack Eye Swiss Pairs going on over there, and there's Matt ready to go. He's got his Diet Coke. So yeah, we're just going for a little wander. We get free tea and coffee for the whole event, which is really nice. You can see there's a big queue for teas and coffee, so we're going to get one in a second, and hopefully we're going to meet some people we know, and as usual we get like a running score basically at the end of each event, so we can come out of the room, have a look how we've done on here and see how close to first we are, and then we're going to get an evening meal somewhere here, I guess. So yeah, it's a really nice venue actually compared to other venues we've played in, and yeah, we're about 15 minutes away from start time, so we'll let you know how the first round goes. First round, we are currently winning 20-0 thanks to this man.
Hello.
Made a game no one else is in, really good. There was one hand, I'll give you his hand on the screen. You've got the hand on screen there, you've got the Ace of Spades, Queen 9, 4th heart, and then very little in the minors, and it goes a club on your right, 3 trumps on your left. So the guy's not doing so well. He jumps to 3N. You don't quite know what he's got for this. He could have sort of anything. And partner leads the 6 of spades. And you can see dummy as it is. Dummy's got King Jack 10 of spades, King Jack 10x and so on, King to 4 clubs. You're worried the clubs are coming in because you haven't got many. You could have jumped to 3N with a club fit. You haven't got any diamond pips. You could jump to 3N with longish diamonds or something like that. So what do you do? Well, there's a danger of ducking if you duck at trick 1. Just to kind of, try and work out more information, that they could rattle off lots of tricks when you've got a few heart tricks to take. So Matt made the good play playing the Ace of Spades at trick 1, and then obviously looking at dummy, the only switch to consider is a heart switch. Obviously partner spade at trick 1 doesn't look like it's from the Queen, it's the 6, it's likely to be from like a double turn or 3 low or something like that. So you need to switch to a heart. And it's easy if you see the whole hand, but what heart do you switch to? And as soon as I ask the question, you know what heart's right to switch to, but it's not so easy to find at the time. It's right to switch to the Queen of Hearts, because you've got the 9, you can see the 10A, the Queen, if it kind of catches the King in Declarer's hand or something like that, your 9 comes into play. What you can't afford to do as well is play a low heart, because then if Declarer's only got the King of Hearts as their stop, they're just going to play low, and partner can't play a second heart without giving a trick up. So Matt found the Queen of Hearts switch and was delighted to find me, not only with the Ace and Jack, but a 4th heart as well. So the hearts come good. His 9 of hearts comes into play, and then because I've got 4 hearts, it doesn't matter what pippy it was at the end. So we end up getting a really good board there. Most people are playing 3N the other way round from the East Hand, and then it's much harder to lead the Queen of Hearts trick 1. And when you're in with the Ace of Spades, again, it's also very difficult to find the Queen of Hearts switch rather than the kind of standard low one. So we got a good board for that one. Well played, Matt Brown. The first set was quite wild. Obviously, we won 20-0, but our first 4 boards were 100%, 100%, 100%, like 75% or something. So we'd already won the match at that point. It's just about playing level. But one of the early boards, you pick up stiff king, queen jack to 4. It's too low, queen jack to 6. And you're second to speak, and you're definitely vulnerable. I can't remember. I think everyone's vulnerable, and it goes 1 spade on your right. Now, you've just got a huge board. They revoked and gave us a 590 when we should be going 1 off or something like that. So I've already got a good board. So I'm not really wanting to get in there by doing a weak jump over and clubs. My club suit's pretty poor for a vulnerable weak jump over goal. So I passed. I think that's fine. You've also got 4 hearts, so I don't think there's any consideration for bidding clubs. The next one raises to 2 spades, and your partner volunteers 3 diamonds vulnerable. The hand on your right bids 3 spades. It's up to you. Now, partner could be quite wide-ranging for this, but also partners sometimes will just do a lead directional diamond bid or something like that. You don't quite know what he's got, but you've got, given you've passed, you've actually got a decent hand. I know the singleton king of spades isn't great, but it allows, if you do end up playing the hand, it allows, shortage in spades is a good thing. So, don't know if it's right. It's probably right at match points to do a takeout double because of the slight bonus that you might be able to catch them in 3 spades doubled for 1 off for the magical 200. If partners, for example, only got 5 diamonds and any spade honour, they might just have to pass, and hopefully you've just got enough stuff in the other suits that they can't get home with 9 tricks. But also, whenever partner's got a good hand with lots of diamonds, or if partner's got ace 3rd spade and running diamonds or something like that, or whatever, they might be able to volunteer 3N knowing you've got some values. So, on the balance of probabilities, double could work awfully. It could be that 3 spades is a limit of the hand, and if you double and you don't quite have a good fit anywhere, partner might have to bid 4 diamonds, or might have to be like in a 4-3 fit or something in 4 hearts. It's bad. But anyway, so I doubled, and you can see Matt's hand now. Matt bid 4 diamonds. This went pass, 4 spades. Double swish, and we dropped a trick. We crashed our spade on us, but it still went 2 off for 500 for a top, so that was good. So we've just played against Michael Byrne and Francis Hindon. Pretty good, really fast match. We finished with, 25 minutes left on the round. I'm going to give you a hand from the match. You pick up the hand on screen, which is pretty nice. You've got singleton ace of spades, you've got queen 10 to 6 hearts, you've got a void diamond, you've got ace queen jack to 6 clubs, and obviously when you've got these distribution hands, it gets to you at the 5 level. The bidding is gone. 3 diamonds on your left, first in. Everyone's it's love all, so no one's vulnerable. Over 3 diamonds, your partner bids 3 hearts. That's one of your 6 card suits, and the next hand jumps to 5 diamonds. What do you do? What are your choices here? Well, passing is not a choice. It is a choice, but it's not a choice. So obviously, you don't need much. In fact, you don't need much at all for you to make 6 hearts. Imagine partner's only got king to 4 hearts and a doubleton club. Then 6 hearts is on a club finesse. That's all for 6 hearts. So I don't know what I would do at the time. I have a feeling Matt and I have talked about after the hand. I think we're both thinking 7 hearts and just hope it makes. Like, you don't need much. Your partner's got ace to 6 hearts and out, it's going to have play. All he needs partners to have some sort of hand with the ace of hearts, and there will be enough layouts where it makes that all the times it's cold you get back from. So obviously it's a difficult decision, and in pairs events in England, when 7's on but not obviously biddable, it's not necessarily a shame to only be in 6. So if you bid 6 here, it's effectively a flat board. I think it's going to be slightly below average because there'll be more in 7 than 5. You look at the whole hand, they draw the one remaining trump and they cash their 2 black aces, and then they cross off the last 10 tricks for 13 tricks. So it's absolutely cold. There's nothing you can do for the play. But it's one of those decisions where the person at the table who had this hand, kind of spent 30 seconds or so trying to, half a minute or so trying to think about what the best bid is, and there's no scientific way to do it. So I think you kind of just shrug your shoulders and bid 7, because even if you bid 6 diamonds, partner's not going to have any outside aces. They're not going to have the ace of diamonds very often. They're not going to have the ace of spades because you've got it. They're not going to have the ace of clubs. So maybe 5N, but that feels like pick a slam. You kind of want 5N as a grand slam try, but the hand that's bid 5 diamonds has taken up all your space, as they do. So it's difficult. Well done if you bit the bullet and bid 7 hearts. You'd have made it on this occasion, but obviously these auctions aren't easy to predict. So at match 3, we've got 3 wins out of 3. There was a lot of bitty part score hands there. We defended well. We doubled a thin 2 hearts, took it 1 off for a good board. Matt did have 5 hearts, so the pass was easy, but the double was a bit on the thin side. I was a bit worried it was going to make, and then there was one where we pushed him to 3 hearts, took that 2 off. Matt failed to double, but we still got a board. And then you pick up this hand. You pick up void, king empty to 5, king empty to 5, king empty to 3, and you're second in, vulnerable. Everyone's vulnerable. And it goes pass. I don't think you can bid this. So this is just a clear pass here, vulnerable. We've said that our vulnerable openings are going to be good or sound, so I can't open 2 hearts here. Suit's really poor, so I passed. And then the next one jumps to 2 spades. Well, someone had to have the spades, you don't have many. And partner jumps to 3N, and the next hand, vulnerable, bids 4 spades. What's going on? Well, almost certainly when they volunteer 4 spades here, they've got some distribution. They've either got maybe a 5th spade or some sort of freakish singletons of voids somewhere, and maybe 4 card support. I don't quite know, but they're likely to have 5 spades a lot of the time. And before they bid 4 spades, I was wondering what I was going to do. Was I going to pass 3N? Was I going to try and find a heart fit? We haven't got the methods over 3N or anything like that. But when they bid 4 spades, it becomes a bit easier. You now know that partner is either got like a 20 count balance, but with only like 2 or 3 spades and not got a spade stack, which means they've got support for you. Or partner's got like a long semi-running suit, so maybe something like ace queen of spades or king queen of spades, and something like ace queen jack to 6 clubs or something. So given that, and partner's got a 20 count, and you know he's likely to either have his own suit or fit for one of yours because he won't have many spades, I just bid 5N, which without discussion is just in our circle of the world is pick a slam. So it says I'm happy to play in 6 something, I just don't know what. So I'll show you Matt's hand. He's got an easy 6 heart bid. We've got a 5-5 heart fit. They let us spade at trick 1, so away go 2 clubs and end up making, you pick the diamonds up and you end up making 12 tricks for 82%. So the 4 spade bid is good because they're only going for 500 in 4 spades, but it's bad because it allowed me to value my hand a bit better, and I was able to bid the cold 6 hearts, which a lot of the women were missing. So, yeah. So we're on the halfway point now of the day, and we've just had a lovely day. I think it's pretty good food, wasn't it, guys?
Yes, fantastic.
Yeah. So just reminding Magnus and John, they're our teammates at the Oxfordshire Congress, and we're playing them next, almost certainly. They're in 3rd place, we're in 1st, and we've just played 2nd. We won 12-8, so we've got 4 wins from 4. We're about 68 out of 80, so we're doing pretty well. I'm going to do one in a bit more detail in a second, so I'm going to pass you over to Steve, who's going to talk to you about a 6 diamonds that Matt played in the last round, which had some interesting things to it. It's a bit more involved than that, and whether you make it or whether you're not depends on some excellent reading of the cards by both defence and declarer. So I'm going to pass you over to Steve in his room. He's going to go through that in more detail. So this is the 6 diamonds that Matt ended up playing in, so I'll just go through the bidding very briefly. I'll show you the lead, but you can see what's happening here. So West opened a diamond. I personally would not open that. I don't think it's a good 11, but Matt opens more 11s than me. He said he would do, and he's non-vulnerable, but he is second in, so I'm not necessarily. I don't think there's an advantage to doing, but he's much better than me. So he opened this 1 diamond. North shows the majors with a Michael's bid. I splintered in spades to show a good diamond raise. Now my partner's 1 diamond opening promises 4. It's either a weak no trump or an unbalanced hand of some sort. a lot of the time. So I think you generally want to. I mean, I want to be forced into game here. If partner can bid 3N, brilliant. If partner doesn't, I'm looking for 5 or 6 diamonds. And over 3 spades, partner bids 4 clubs, and so I get excited now. I think we've got some sort of double fit. I think partner's 5-4. I understand this is a hand shape you could have. When he hasn't got a spade stop, though, he's electing to look for a minor suit game. He bids 4 clubs. I got really excited now. I bid key card. We've got them all. I said, do you want to bid 7? And Matt quickly says no. So we're in there. I think once Matt opens, I think it's very difficult for us to stay out of this. I'm afraid it's not a good contract if you can see the hands. So you've got well, it could be okay, but the problem is that North's got both majors, and so the chances that clubs and or diamonds are breaking poorly are quite high. North will have a singleton, one of the minors, and you've got to, obviously if it's diamonds, you won't be able to rough enough spades in dummy to make it good. If everything was splitting, 6 diamonds is a fair contract. You just need to rough 2 spades in the dummy. You then need to find the queen of clubs, and then you've got a chance. But the bidding might make the queen of clubs easier to find. The bidding might also mean that things are splitting worse. So we're in 6 diamonds, and they lead the 5 of spades. So it goes 5 of spades, 9, queen, ace. And at trick 2, Matt roughed a spade. And then what he's looking to do potentially is, if diamonds are 3-2, is to try and rough 2 spades. Obviously, he then can count 12 tricks if he can find the queen of clubs now with 4 diamonds, 2 roughs is 6, the ace of spades is 7, the ace of hearts is 8, and 4 club tricks is 12. So what Matt does is he cashes 2 rounds of diamonds to see what the lie of the land is, and on the second diamond, North throws a heart. So he can't afford to rough his last spade in dummy. He now needs some sort of end play to get someone to lead away from the king of hearts potentially. So he needs to make 2 heart tricks now. So it's a bit tricky. So what you're looking to do potentially is to throw someone in with the last spade, and they might have to lead away from the king of hearts. Now obviously the quicker you spot this, the easier it is, because you don't give the defence time to work out to unblock. And Matt's a good play, spotted it fairly quickly. But what he had to do now is he had to turn his eyes to the club suit. How do you play the clubs? Well, North could be 6-5 in the majors as well. We don't so the North could still have a singleton club as well. So what do we do? So what Matt did, he played the last diamond in dummy, and he needs to draw South last trump at some point, and North has thrown 2 hearts away so far. So on the ace of clubs, he unblocks the 10, and the reason to unblock the 10 is now he gives himself options. He can either run the 9 and stay in the east stand and place clubs of 4-1, or he can play a club to the king, trying to drop North's doubleton queen. And what he decided was that North had played the 5 of clubs, and at the table North fumbled a bit when they played the 5 of clubs. But when North played the 5 of clubs, they're not going to do that from 5 doubleton. They generally, against a slam, they're not randomising our unknown players. They're just going to follow up the line. They're not going to give count. They're just going to play cards. And so the 5 of clubs is either a singleton, or it's from queen 5 exactly, because if you look at the clubs you're missing the 2, 3, 4, 5 and queen. So Matt deduced that they wouldn't play the 5 from any of their doubleton holdings, which means it's either a singleton or queen 5. And just based on law of averages and so on, that they're more likely to be 5-5 than 6-5. Matt correctly drops the queen. Okay, so far we're doing okay. If we can now throw someone in to lead away from their king of hearts, we can do it. And what we need to do now potentially is play some clubs, and someone might bear down to a stiff spade honor and king x of hearts, which is likely to be North. So the first thing we need to do is draw the last trump. So we play the jack of diamonds. North throws a spade. We throw a heart from dummy, and South follows. And then we have to cash 2 clubs, and we have to win the last club in the west hand. So we play a small club to dummy. North throws this jack of spades. It's now, if you think about what's happened, North has thrown 2 spades away. It's gone ace of spades off a spade, and North has thrown 2 spades away. And the second to last spade they've thrown away is the jack. So North's remaining spade looks to be the king of spades, and North's remaining hearts look to be hopefully king third. If South has the king of hearts, there's nothing we can do. But what you're looking to do is hopefully throw North in with this king of spades. So it goes club to the 8 and small, and then last club to the jack. And North made a great discard of the king of spades. so he beats us. So Matt went through the motions. Matt exits with the last spade. North discards a heart. South was able to win this, and South was then able to play a heart through to the Queen and King and Ace, and then South made the Jack of Hearts at the last trick. So yeah, so that was the end hand. If we just have a look at all the hands, if we rewind and we go to the point where, so King of Diamonds, Queen of Diamonds, and then we get the clubs right. At this point, Matt can give himself an extra chance, and he realised after the hand there is something a bit nicer you can do in case North's a bit lazy. And at this point, you realise that you can exit in spades. So at this point here, North has thrown the 6 of spades, and now you could just exit in spades without cashing clubs. However, what is even better to do, if you're not sure that North's done what he's done, is at this point, if you play the 8 of clubs, and now when you cash the Jack of clubs, you're in the right hand. So when North plays the Jack of spades, as it went, Matt was in the wrong hand at this point. Matt was in dummy with the 9 of clubs, had to cross back to his club, and he gave North a chance to rectify the fact that they're going to get end played. Now, at this point, Matt wouldn't cash the last club, and realising that North has bared down to the King of spades, counting the hand, North has shown up with 1 diamond and 2 clubs. North has only got 1 spade left, and at trick 1, it went a spade to the Jack, and so spade to the Queen and Ace. It's very likely North's got the King of spades because South didn't bid with with King Queen 2 4 spades. So it's very likely North's got the King of spades now. So opportunity lost there. He'd read the hand really well up to that point. He knew he needed an end play. He tested to see if he could ruff some spades. He couldn't. And at this point here, and he got the clubs right, at this point here, he just needed to throw a club on the Jack of Diamonds to give himself an extra chance. And as it has, if North discards the same way, he would have been able to make it. 1-off was a pretty poor result because most people are not in Slam.
We've got about to talk around. This is Sandy. Sandy, how you doing, Sandy?
I'm very well, thanks, Steve. Trying to catch you up, but it's a slow process. I'm slowing up with age, I'm afraid.
So Sandy was my first ever partner playing when we played for Nottinghamshire together.
Yeah.
We had a good set, and then we've never played since.
We haven't. I don't think we have. No.
About 10 years ago.
It.
So it's good. So got one hand for you. It's more of a defensive hand, and again, the whole hand necessarily isn't interesting, but there was one specific point on the hand. Where I'm just going to put the whole hand out, and East-West are in 4 spades. It effectively goes 1 spade opening by West, East shows some sort of 4-card limit raise, and then West bids game. And so I've got the hand with the Ace of clubs, and I've got the North hand. I've got 10 doubleton heart, Ace 4 clubs, 4 low diamonds, and King 3rd spade. And I don't quite know what to lead. I don't think leading a chump is right when they've got a 9-card fit. I don't think we're going to stop that many ruffs. But there's a chance potentially that I might be able to get a heart ruff. So I'll let the 10 of hearts. Potentially I might be able to win the King of spades and play a second heart, and partner wins the ace and give me a ruff. Or I've got the King of spades and Ace of clubs to just get in with in case we need to cash a different suit or something. So I'll let the 10 of hearts. It went 10 small Jack. Okay, good lead, Steve. And Declare misplayed. They played a spade to the Jack rather than running a high spade from hand so they could repeat it. And they were unlucky that spades were 3-0. So they went spade to the Jack. And now what they have to do, they have to try and get back to their hand so they can ruff another spade. And I don't think they shone themselves a glory. They crossed back in hearts to the ace. Rather than a diamond, which I think is much safer. So they played a heart to the ace, and they played another spade. And this is one of the situations here. I am in control of where they win the 3rd spade. I can play low, in which case they have to win the 3rd spade in dummy with the ace because the ace needs to be my king, or I can play the king, and if you look at dummy spade spots, they've got ace, jack, 3-2. Now, from my partner's carding in hearts, I'm pretty sure the Declare has got ace, jack, doubleton, and so if I force them to win the 3rd heart in their hand, they don't really have an entry back to get to the king of hearts, not necessarily. They don't know the ace of clubs is on side. I don't look like a man with the ace of clubs. So what I did when they played another spade, I just put the king on it. So I effectively threw my king away, retaining the 8. And then they win the ace, and now they can't cash the king of hearts without me being able to ruff it. So they either have to play me to have led some weird heart lead, or they need to draw the trumps and hope the ace of clubs is on the side. So they're in a much worse spot than they were if they run like the queen or the 10 of spades at trick 2. As it happens, they cash the king of hearts. I got to ruff this, and so we beat it, it still made 11 tricks. We kept it to 11, where a lot of people are making 12. So it's just one of those things, that little concept there, where you can control where declarer wins the last particular card of a suit when they're cashing a suit or whatever. You've got cards that need to be beaten, and you can control where it's won. So you need to think about that. Don't just always play low. You've got options in defence, even though you're not going to win any tricks with the cards you had. So this man,
Hello, I was resting.
has been played really well, but then we both got a bit sleepy at the end. I dropped a trick in 1N, and my partner read the hand, counted the hand, thought, oh, I'll take some time and recounted wrongly, and then didn't take a finesse. So
Recounted rightly, thank you.
recounted rightly and then still rejected. So he recounted rightly and then just did the wrong thing. So but we've won every match today. So despite that, I mean, he's got the temperament of a superstar, and I generally don't let bad balls rattle me unless they're really bad. And we haven't had any of those, so we've just kind of we've got a bottom, okay, carry on and get some good boards back. So we went 20, 20, 16, 12, 11, 18, 14 or something. So something like that. So we're currently 12 VPs ahead of second, and we've played them. So we'll be back tomorrow playing Justin Hackett probably. I'll leave you with one hand. You've got the hand on the screen here, and it's just more of a systemic thing about what you do. So you've got this 14 count. I can't remember your exact hand, Matt, but you're something like 2, 4, 4, 3, 14 count. So I'll put that on the screen for you so you can see it. And we're playing against a player playing a weak no trump, and in first seat they open a weak no trump, and it goes pass, pass, and you've got this hand, and it's your turn to bid, and everyone's vulnerable. We're vulnerable, so they're favourable, and so obviously if they're going up from 50s, you need to catch them. You haven't got a bid. We play landy, and that's it, so you can't overcall. So Matt did a penalty double in both seat, which I think's fine. If I've got a weak hand and a 5-card suit, I'll pull it, and he's happy to play in any suit here. So Matt bids double, and this goes pass. I passed, and then the next hand thinks for a few seconds, and then bids 2 clubs. And now our system is when a double is shown values, the next one's take out and the third one's penalties. So Matt's options here are to bid a suit, he hasn't got a 5-card suit, to pass or to double. And double will be take out and pass would be not take out. And the problem is, and I've had this before and I don't quite know what the right solution is without really good partnership understandings and what you do in these situations. The problem is, if you pass and partner has something like Queen Jack X of clubs or King Jack X of clubs, the only way to catch them is for partner to make a takeout double, and you can't really, are you going to sit that? So what actually happened with the hand, I'll show you the whole hand, is that Matt passed because he didn't have a takeout double. I made a takeout double, and Matt thinks, I can't sit that with ace of 3 clubs, and pulled it, and sadly he pulled it to 2 hearts, and maybe I should bid 2 spades. But anyway, we bid 2 hearts. This went dreadfully. He guessed the hearts on, went for 200, so really poor board. It was a 0 at the time. But what you need to do with this hand is treat it as either takeout and double with ace to 3. I know you've only got 3, or you treat it as penalties, and if you pass, you then have to pass partner's double. You've got a fine lead. If partner makes a double, and you can lead a low club and maybe draw trumps, and maybe there. Partner has sat and no trump doubled, and partner has made this takeout double. But the issue is, they could be in a 7-card fit, and you could both have 3 clubs, and you can't afford to pass for penalties and then pull it, I don't think. So, there's going to be some experts that tell me some different things. What we could have done is got into our 9-card diamond field, which should have been a lot better than our 2-card outfit or 6-card outfit or whatever. So one of those things. We talked about doubles. We knew what double was in each situation, but I've had this before, and I think you just have to decide whether it's penalties or takeout and bid accordingly. What you can't do is let them off the hook, I don't think. But yeah, so we're coming back tomorrow. We've got 5 more matches tomorrow. We're 12 ahead. No, we're back to 14 ahead. We've got another VP back against second. So we're 14 ahead with 5 to play. So we'll come back tomorrow, and hopefully you've had a nice time seeing the hands we've been playing today.